Good afternoon, my beautiful souls. I'm starting my channel today. I was given the go-ahead that it was time. So here I am. And I'm going to be helping as many of y'all as possible with your awakening stages. Also information on the crystalline light body. First off, I'm going to go ahead and give y'all a little bit of a story about me. For one, many of us light workers chose to go through hell before our awakenings that eventually led up to our profound awakenings. And it made it that much more beautiful in such a beautiful way. And you can really appreciate it. Like when you've been through hell and then you enter heaven, isn't there such a deeper appreciation when you've already been through hell? But my awakening happened at 33 years old. And I was guided to look up the number 33 because I was wondering what the significance was of that number. Then I got into numerology, and I found out that 33 is the number of the master teacher. It's a master number, and also it was when Jesus was crucified and resurrected. And then I was guided to look up my name. I looked at my name, Christopher, and it dates back to the original Christians who were around him, around Jesus himself. And the name Christopher means bearer of Christ in the heart, because they believe they held Christ in their hearts. And this is not, I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. This is not a religion thing. This is fact. And then my hair is long, and I was told I was a healer, and I've healed 2 people, but I began to hurt where I healed the first person, and some people who practice Reiki told me I should take that as a background, so I have a foundation to start healing people. And I can't wait to do that, by the way. But I was told we were given the green light. All light workers are given the green light to go ahead and get the story out there, get everybody out there. Go ahead and assist with the great awakening. And it is happening everywhere, y'all. And it's so beautiful. I mean, it is truly beautiful. People are awakening to who they really are, and on their process, on their path to enlightenment. And it is beautiful. And the crystalline DNA activations, our bodies are changing. And there's so many profound changes going on. And the people who are doing it unconsciously, they still aren't aware. But they're going through a lot of the same changes too. There may be some who aren't activated yet, which at this time is kind of doubtful. But I mean, there might be a few stragglers along. But the crystalline process is beautiful. And a girl I watch on YouTube named T. Taylor, y'all go look her up. She gives great background information, stories, and about the crystalline DNA activation. And also go check out Fifth World. She has some great stuff too. She watches the skies. We all bring our piece to the table. We all bring our piece of the puzzle to the table, and it unfolds in such a profound and beautiful way. And today, I on 1/1, the actual new year of 2020, the synchronicity 111 popped up, and then a voice in my head said it's time. So I thought, time for what? And I had been thinking about my YouTube channel. So I knew. You just know. You have a knowing. When you're in contact with your higher self, you get downloads, and you have a knowing of when things are supposed to happen and when you're supposed to do things, take action. And I've been thinking about starting my YouTube channel for months now. And today, all of a sudden, I was told it's time. So here I am, starting my YouTube channel on 1/1, and then I was given the synchronicity 111. I thought that was so beautiful. I was like, wow, all right, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna help each and every one of you as much as possible with your awakening stages. And also, if you have questions about the crystalline light body, feel free. Anything about awakenings, feel free. And there is a lot of us out there now that are coming forward to the forefront to stand as who we are, as who we are. You know, we stand in our light. We're light bringers, and we anchor the light here to the fifth dimensional grid. And you have every one of you have guides, whether you are aware of it or not, and they're around you all the time, and they're not limited by space and time. So when you call upon them, they are immediately aware, and they will answer as long as your mind is open. And that's something I struggled with a little bit. Like, really? Okay. And then I get little answers here and there, and it blows me away, man. It really blows me away. And as you journey on your awakening path after you've awakened, different stages are different. And one thing I will tell you is, when you hit a certain stage, you will begin to perceive more of reality, because you know they say we only perceive 5% of reality. And if you think about that, 5% of reality, and we have what? 5 senses. So 5 senses for 5% of reality. So your eyes will change. Like, you're given a new sight. Your perspectives will change. And then you will look at one thing and see many different perspectives at the same time, like simultaneously. Like, it's really wild, and it's really cool. And I always knew that I had a higher purpose here. And to know that it is, to me, one of the highest purposes, I mean, it is beautiful. It is beautiful. And just when you think it can't get any better, bam, it gets better. And more things happen, and more things unfold, and new energies are coming in. And I mean, it is truly made my experience here wonderful. It really is. And then you can look back on your life as well, and you can see certain events that led up to where you are now and why they happened. And then you can see different perspectives on it. And Dr. Joe Dispenza said something really good. He said, memories without the emotional attachment is wisdom. And it is, because when you don't have the emotional attachment, you're able to see the different perspectives. And it's then you can actually really learn what you're supposed to learn from that experience, if I'm making sense to y'all. And honestly, I watched Joe Dispenza a lot, and Bruce Lipton and stuff, and I'm into all of them. Aaron Doughty, shout out to him. Shout out to Infinite Waters, diving deep once again. Oh, what else? He said, and we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? Shout out to you, man. I love you so much. Like, you don't even know. I do. I love you so much. Aaron Doughty, you helped me so much. Aaron Doughty's he has a meditation that he made, and it's so powerful, on meeting your higher self. And when I met my higher self during the meditation, I cried. I mean, it was such a profound experience. I mean, and you give your higher self a hug, and my higher self whispered into my ear and said, I've always been there. And I began to cry, like, kind of hysterically. I had to calm myself down to get back into the meditation. So if you haven't checked out Aaron Doughty, please do. He's helped me with a lot of stages of my awakening. And another reason I'm putting this channel out there is because so many of us light workers feel alone and isolated. And that may be true, you know, to a certain extent. But also, you're never alone. You are never alone. Your guides are always there. And that's true. And last night, New Year's Eve, for the second time, I was perceiving a different part of reality. And I can see beings like these beings. They have like a blue light to them. Some of them more of a whiter light. I've seen like other little things I've seen is like green little like lights and stuff. Like you'll begin to notice things out of the corner of your eye. And it'll trip you out at first. But this was much different than that. This is, I guess, a different stage because I've been doing that, and I began perceiving beings, and I'm watching them walk around the house and all this stuff, and it is so crazy. And then I'm looking around everyone else wondering, like, do they see this? This is really happening. I mean, no matter how many times you blink or rub your eyes, you'll see that they're still there. And it's really crazy. And like one of my, I guess, gifts I have is, like, I don't know if you call it quantum vision or what, but I see energy everywhere. And it's really wild to see energy coming off different things and to see energy itself moving around. I mean, it's pretty wild. Like, when I was told I was a healer, man, I had energy coming out of my hands, and I was noticing it and playing with it, and I was putting my hands together and stuff like that, and watching the energy swirl around. Wow, that is a beautiful hawk. Wow. But I would see the energy. Look, a hawk is flying right over me, literally. Wow. Synchronicity, y'all. Wow. Beautiful. That's a red-tailed hawk. That never happens. It's crazy, man. When you do things and you are in alignment with the universe, things will happen to kind of, nudge you along. And beautiful synchronicities like that. And animals carry messages. Those of you who aren't aware of that, they do. Like seeing a bird or a hawk or something like that, one thing it can mean is like going to new heights, or having a bird's eye view of everything, and right now I'm starting my YouTube channel because I'm going to be a full-time YouTuber, and then I'm going to travel, and I'm going to help as many people with this awakening process as possible so that we can all fully shift into 5D. And 5D is already available to us, although the Earth hasn't shifted into 5D quite yet. We're in the higher planes of the fourth dimension, you could say. But this year, 2020, which means perfect vision, 2020, there's going to be a lot of stuff happening, guys. And full disclosure is at hand. With the extraterrestrial stuff and all that, man. The cover-up goes so deep down the rabbit hole. And one of the things of my awakening, that's one of the things that started my awakening. I got into all the corruption and all the lies and all that stuff and realized everything was a damn lie damn near. And I was like, what in the hell? And so I kind of opened my third eye a little too quick, and I got depressed for a few weeks after my awakening, and followed by a very profound experience to ecstasy, really, blissed out, and a lot of you light workers know what I'm talking about with blissed out. And although I am a light worker, I don't really have attachment to the label itself, and that's a big thing too, man. Don't really get attached to labels, y'all. And I'm as down to earth as they come. Any questions y'all have, feel free. I mean, and if you're a negative person and you're going to leave negative comments and all that stuff, that's fine too. But my message will be sent, and those who are supposed to receive it and perceive it will. So I don't really care if anyone posts negative stuff. I mean, that's okay. I know that comes with the territory. But I know my mission. I know my purpose. And I'm fulfilling it now. And there's so much to cover. But my awakening, like I said, happened at 33 years old. And then I looked at my name, and then I found out through numerology my life path was an 8, which is the infinity symbol. And I've always been extremely empathetic, you know, like being an empath, man, you know, especially like you guys, the men out there, try being next to your woman and then a scene comes on in a movie and you're over there crying and she's not. And she's looking at you, you're like, oh shit. So, empaths have an extremely well gifted power to put ourselves in others' shoes and to feel their pain and to feel their emotions and stuff. And after my awakening, I had to learn not to do that so much, because I found out I was giving my energy away. Whenever I would put an emotional attachment towards them, I was giving my energy away. And I've become more mindful of where I place and put my energy. And everyone should do the same. But during my awakening, I met people that I was told I was going to be seeing people that I hadn't seen in a long time. And within like a week, I ran into like 2 or 3 people I hadn't seen in 20, 25 years. All separate people that, you know, don't know each other. And I was blown away. And to see some people that I went to school with, I got ex-girlfriends that are awakening, people I went to school with who are awakening. And, oh, it's so beautiful. And eventually, what I'm going to do is I'll be buying a big piece of land. And we will get together on that land. And it will be a very high vibrational kind of community. You know, anyone positive is welcome. But light workers, especially, because we are here to raise the we are here to help raise the vibration of Mother Gaia and ourselves to ascend into 5D. Also, with these new energies and stuff coming in, and this has been happening for about, I don't know, what I've noticed about the past 8 to 10 months. Lies will be exposed. Like, people will try to lie to you, and it will be exposed. In different ways, not just what you might think. You know, I had an ex-girlfriend. You know, I just got to have a 4-year relationship too, because after my awakening, I realized me and her did not resonate, and I tried to fight it and tried to, you know, make things work. But when it's not meant to work, it simply won't. And me and her are still cool. We're friends and stuff. And but we're not a vibrational match. And she asked me to stop studying my spirituality. And I've never been one to say no. I've never been one to just want to say no, let alone do it. But I told her straight up, and I was pretty frank when I said it, and I said no. And she said, why? I said, because it is my job to learn about as much of this as possible, so any question anyone has, I will have an answer for them. I'm here to assist people. And